Hi, I am going to take you through Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is a great platform and it allows you to create videos, but create an interaction with those videos that not only hold your students accountable. So when we think about any type of flipped instruction or reinforcement of instruction, any of those type of things, it is a platform that allows you to do some assigning and a little bit of tricks for you to hold your student accountable for that learning. So let me show it to you. This is my dashboard homepage, we could say. You'll see off to the side, I have my classes that I have in here. If I click on those classes, you can see that I have different assignments in them. And I'll show you how to create those assignments in just a second. At the top, you can see members. So you can see I have one member. I have assignments, and then I also have a grade book, which I have not used it. I can get the grade book, but you can, once you do that, you can look at the progress. Actually, let me go back here. And it'll stick it right into either Google Docs, print you out a form that way, or it is compatible with, for sure, Google Classroom, but probably some other LMSs out there too that I'm just not aware of. But if you use Google Classroom, it makes it really convenient as far as interacting with that platform and loading your students for you. So how do we get started? I would say the first thing you can do is you'll have content that you have already. So up in My Content, it sticks all of the videos you've already done. It creates your library, and you can see all of the videos that I have there. But what if I want to search for new? I'm going to hit search. And if you look off to the left, you can see the multiple different areas that it has for you to search in for videos. So say I am wanting to search YouTube. Here I have some that are great. So I don't necessarily know what this is that's coming up right away, but what if I wanted to look on fractions? And I might have even more something specific that I was looking for, but wow, this looks like a great one. So I'm going to use it. Obviously, I would look through that a little bit more and find out for sure. The biggest thing is this one is 8 minutes. That's a long video for students necessarily, especially younger students. If you're looking, I would say the average time you want to spend on a video for young students or even high school students is around 4 to 5 minutes. And so I want to crop this. I can easily take my cursor and go back and forth. And maybe there's only one part that I really want them to see. I can grab from either the front or the back, and here I've cropped the video to a different size. That's where the sweet spot, money spot is that I want my students to have. So you can see now that when I crop this, I'm down to 3 minutes and 23 seconds. So there we go, we're good to go. So now I'm gonna go to audio track across the top. If you saw where I am, I did crop, and now I'm gonna do audio track. The great thing about this is maybe there is one spot that you want explained a little bit differently than the way the video has it, or you have something you for sure want to highlight. Maybe there's a blank space in the video that you want to make sure you reiterate or make clear. This audio track will actually allow me to record. And when I record, when I do this, I am talking right over the video that is playing. It supersedes the audio that's already on the track, so I could be explaining this same problem that's already drawn out with my own words. And so over that time, it used my words instead of the video words. And I can either reset the whole recording or I can remove the last recording. So I could do this in pieces and basically make my own voiceover to a already existing video. If I go to the next one, I can add audio notes. And let me see what this says. Would you like to lose your recording? Let's go ahead and say yes for now because I want to show you this other feature. This is audio notes. So what this does is allow the video track to play, the original video track, but maybe I want to reiterate something again, or I want to clarify something for my students. So I would click, I can actually move this to wherever I want. So I'm going to move it maybe to right here. And then I can click this. And now you can see it going up and down. It is recording all of my words. And I could be asking my students to pay close attention to this next step. It's because it's where we had problems the day before. I click stop. It's going to ask me. It's new. It's ready to go. So now I can go to the next one. And you can see this stays. So that's one audio note. And what that means is as the video plays along, it's actually going to stop there and force the students to listen to your audio that you just put on there before they move on. And I can add multiple of these throughout my video that I chose. The last one I want to show you is quizzes. Quizzes actually allows me to ask questions. Similar to the audio note, I can slide this to wherever I want. So maybe I want to ask them a question or predict their answer. So if I'm looking at my screen right now, what would it look like if I simplified that fraction? And they would have to put 1 2/8 or 1 1/4. But I can do that by simply clicking on the question mark, and then I can type in there, what would this fraction be simplified? And then they would have to, and once I save that, notice it created another question, and now I can click another place and have a question.
And the way we do this is we go 5 divided by 4.
So once again, it is going to go through the video and it's going to stop at those places and ask your students to interact with the video and have a question answered type of situation with you that you are going to be able to look back on later. So it makes for a great assessment. So say I've done all of the ones I want to do in here. I'm going to push finish. I can either push save and put it into my content, maybe for later, maybe I'm not ready to assign it yet, or I want to go back and visit it, but say I'm done. So I'm going to push finish. Over here, you will see all of my classes that I have, and I'm actually going to put this one in my test class. And if you look down below, here's one of the great features. Right here, it's going to ask me prevent skipping. So your students cannot go through and go to just all the little stops you have along the way. It's actually going to prevent them from skipping forward. They're going to have to watch the whole thing. I can also set a due date. So I want this due next Wednesday, or say it's due by Friday. I'm going to put that. Notice it put the due date in Friday by midnight, and then I can push send. So it's going to my classes. You can see over here, I can have multiple classes. So it's going to my test class, and here it is. It has the video. It's going to have the notes I put in it. I can go ahead and preview it as a student. I can go ahead and allow skipping. It has my due date, and it'll actually track the progress of how many of my students have actually completed the assignment. If I want to share this with my students, I can do it one of two ways. I can give them a direct link to this specific assignment. I can embed it into a different type of LMS like Google Classroom, or you can actually just use this one up here and it will embed it also. And then I can invite, say this is going to be a class just like with you that you need to do multiple assignments, and you can actually invite students to your class by pushing that invite students, and it generates a code and a link for them to join. So that basically is Edpuzzle in a nutshell. If you have any questions, let us know, or feel free to look up different video tutorials online or watch this one again.